Okay, it's time to work the lower body, and we're starting with the granddaddy of all exercises, the squat. Now squats work the biggest muscles in the body, all the lower body muscles, the gluteus maximus, which is the biggest, the quadriceps, which is the front of the thighs, the hamstrings, the back of the thighs, inner and outer thighs, the calves, the erector spinae, the lower back muscles. And if you're holding any dumbbells or barbells, anything in the upper body, you're actually using all the upper body muscles as well, your back, your shoulders, your hands, your arms. So it's very metabolically demanding. It's a really tough exercise, but it's great because it's raising your metabolism. It's a great overall body warm-up exercise. You definitely need to do some kind of a whole body warm-up just to get your routine started for that day, but it's also going to raise the metabolism enough that you're burning fat throughout the day. And if you gain any muscle from doing squats, you're burning it 24 hours a day. So it's a great fat burning exercise. A lot of people don't think of it that way. Now there's a lot of different ways to do a squatting exercise. You can do a body weight squat, you can do a dumbbell squat, you can do a barbell squat, you can do any kind of a leg press type exercise. There's anything where your feet are pushing away from the body, whether you're standing on the ground or pushing against a machine. That's a whole body, lower body movement. It's bringing a lot of blood flow in the area. It's a great warm up, and it's something you really want to do before you do any kind of isolation movements like a leg extension or a leg curl, something like that. Now with squats, they usually don't pose a problem if you don't have any knee or back injuries. If you do, you got to be careful as far as your range of motion goes. But assuming you don't have any problems, the best thing to start with on this is just a body weight squat. Proper biomechanics on squats are essential. And what I recommend is straddling a bench or a chair or something where you're actually sitting down. Basically a squat is sitting down. You're putting your hands on your hips to start, slowly down, and just sit down on a chair or straddle something. And that's really the position of a squat. My weight is through my heels or through my midfoot. It's not going up on my toes. My feet are staying flat. Going down, sitting down, and then back up. So that's the movement. Slowly down, weight's more on the heels than it is on the toes, and slowly back up. And once you get that motion down, you can start fine-tuning it a little bit. As I go down slowly, I don't want to go down, I don't want to compress and take my weight off here. I basically want to keep the muscles under tension the whole time. So you're going to go down, you're just going to kind of touch the material of your pants, assuming you're wearing them at the time, and come right back up. Don't really rest in the bottom position. You're not going down there to rest and recover. You want to keep the muscles under tension, keep the weight through your heels. I'm resting now, but keep the weight through your heels. Don't bring your knees out over your toes, and right back up. So slowly down, just tap the bench, right back up. You really don't want your legs going much lower than that either. Now, you may be tempted to go out and try this without a bench or a chair behind you. The problem is a lot of people tend to bring their heels up, they go forward, they get rocky, and it puts a lot of shear stress on the patellar tendon, the front of the knees, if they go out over the feet. So it's just like sitting down in a chair. Basically, that's all you're doing. You're going down, keeping your head straight ahead, breathing out on the way up. Not only do you want to not pause in the bottom position because you rest down there, but you don't want to pause in the top position. At the top position, you have a lot of leverage. With your legs locked out, it's basically bone on bone. The tibia, the shin bone basically is on your femur, the thigh bone. You can lock out and stand here all day. So you don't want to do that. You want to keep the tension on the muscles as much as possible. So when you're doing a squat, when you come back up, almost fully extend, do a quick turnaround and then slow it back down. So it should be 2 or 3 seconds coming up, fast turnaround, and then 4 or 5 seconds on the way down. Breathing out on the way up, fast turnaround, slow it back down. Breathing normally on the way down. So no pause at the top. It makes a huge difference as far as how many repetitions you can do. And in my book, I'd rather do less than more. So if you can fatigue a muscle faster without it recovering in between each and every repetition, you don't have to do as many and you get done twice as fast. Now, if you want to add resistance to a squat, you can use dumbbells or a barbell. I like to use dumbbells first, just because it keeps the weight back through your heels where it's supposed to be. Straddle the bench, head straight ahead, back straight, slowly down, tap and come back up, fast turnaround, slow it back down. Right back down. This also works the deltoids, the hand flexors. Works a lot more muscle mass than you think. And this is, 22.5 pound dumbbell, and most people do not need to ever really progress to a barbell squat. Now I think it's important when you're placing down dumbbells, you place down one at a time just to protect the lower back. You don't want to have both dumbbells down simultaneously because it puts the entire brunt of the load on the lower back muscles, which are probably a little bit fatigued from squatting. And speaking of fatigue, as you can probably tell, I got a little winded. My heart rate got up, my face got flushed just from doing squats for a couple minutes while speaking. And if you don't believe me, if you don't think it's that difficult of an exercise, try singing a song or even talking a song while you're just squatting. It's just a very metabolically demanding exercise, uses a lot of muscle mass. It actually creates a lot of lactic acid. Lactic acid is the byproduct of anaerobic metabolism. Basically, your body doesn't have enough energy to keep doing squats continuously, so it creates this lactic acid, and lactic acid dissociates into carbon dioxide and water, and the carbon dioxide makes you breathe more. The increase in carbon dioxide in the body makes you get out of breath. You huff and puff a little bit. So it's not like it's an aerobic exercise per se. You're not actually using up a lot of oxygen when you do squats. It's putting you in an anaerobic state and is making you get rid of the waste products. So some of the big movements like push-ups and chin-ups and squats that use a lot of muscle mass get you out of breath. So expect it, enjoy it, and we're going on to the isolation movements, leg extension.